Yes, let us start, people. Now, yes, people, due to some technical issues, we had to delay our start, but now we are starting, people. First things first, very good afternoon to all of you, people, and welcome back with another session with taxation. If you remember, last week we had started with our chapter number 2, that is called as what? Residential status and what? Scope of total income. Now in this chapter, if you remember, what is the first thing we had learnt in this chapter? That citizenship does not matter to pay taxes. What matters is what, people? Residential status. And if you remember, in summary we had discussed that if you are a resident of India, then you have to pay taxes on what? All incomes, whether it is a what? Indian income, or whether it is a what? Foreign income. You have to pay taxes on what? Both the incomes if you are what of India, people? If you are a resident of India. However, if you are a non-resident of India, no, people, then you don't have to pay tax on foreign income. On foreign income, you don't have to pay any tax. You have to pay tax only on what? Indian income. So one thing though is very clear, that on Indian income everyone has to pay tax, whether you are a resident of India or whether you are a non-resident. So in today's lecture we are gonna start with the balance part. But what we had learned in our last lecture, how to determine, first of all, people, can you say me how many persons are there in Income Tax Act? Now ऑन कनेक्ट योर वाईफाई रहेगा, लेक्चर ऐसे चले जाएगा. Now, yes, so there are 7 persons in Income Tax Act, people. Out of 7%, for 1% we had learned how to determine the residential status. That is, we had learned how to determine the residential status of an individual, people. Now say me, how to determine the residential status of an individual? Yes, you have to satisfy any one of the two basic conditions. Now, can you repeat with me, people, what are the basic condition? Basic condition number 1. In the previous year, you have to be there in India for how many days, people? 182 days or what? More. And what do you mean by previous year, people? Current year. That is the year in which you are earning the income. Or what is the second basic condition, people? In second basic condition, there are two sub condition. Sub condition number 1. In the previous year, you have to be there in India for how many days, people? You have to be there in India for 60 days or more. And what is the second sub condition, people? The second sub condition is, in the 4 preceding previous year, you have to be there in India for what? 365 days or what? More. So if you satisfy any one of the two basic condition, then you will become what of India, people? You will become a resident of India. If you do not satisfy both the basic condition, then only you will become a non-resident. But can you say me one thing, people? Once you become a resident of India, will the story stop? We had learnt in our last lecture, lecture number 3. Once you become a resident of India, will the story stop? No. Once you become a resident, we have to check further that which kind of resident you are. Whether you are a what? Ordinary resident, or whether you are a what? Not ordinary resident. For that we have to check what? Additional condition. And if you satisfy both the additional condition, then you will become resident and ordinary resident. But if you do not satisfy both, or even if you satisfy one, still you will become a resident but not ordinary resident. So what was additional condition number 1, public? That is, in the 7 preceding previous year, you have to be there in India for how many days? 730 days or what? More. And what is the second additional condition, people? That is 2. out of 10 preceding previous year you have to be resident, means in at least 2 years out of the last 10 years you have to be what of India, people? You have to be a resident of India. And when you satisfy both the additional condition, then you will be called as what? ROR, that is resident and ordinary resident. Otherwise you will be classified as what? RNOR, that is resident but not ordinary resident. This we had learnt in our lecture number 3. And the last point which we had learnt in our lecture number 3 is, while computing the number of days in India, the date of arrival to India and the date of departure from India, both will be counted as a what in India, people? As a stay in India. Now let us start with our lecture number 4 today. Now if you remember, there are two basic condition, people. Again, can you repeat with me, what is the basic condition number 1, people? In the previous year you have to be there in India for what, people? 182 days or more. This is your basic condition number 1 or Vandu. Now what is basic condition number 2, people? In basic condition number 2 there are two sub condition. That is, in the previous year you have to be there in India for what? 60 days or more. And in the 4 preceding previous year you have to be there in India for what? 365 days or more. Hellos? Yes, these were the two basic conditions, and if you satisfy any one of the two basic conditions, then you will be called as what of India? You will be called as resident of India. Now something new we have to learn. There are 3 cases. Again, what did I say? There are 3 cases in which, people, basic condition number 2 is not applicable. What did I say? There are 3 cases in where basic condition number 2 is not applicable. So now can you say me one thing, everyone? I want your answers in the chat box. If basic condition number 2 is not applicable, then in order to determine the residential status, what will you check? I want everyone's answer in the chat box. If basic condition number 2 is not applicable, then in order to determine the residential status, what will you check? Income? No. Resident? People, you will only check basic condition number what? 1. Because in these 3 cases, basic condition number 2 is not applicable. So if 2 is not applicable, then only what will you check? You will only check basic condition number 1. Is this clear to everyone? Yes. So if you satisfy basic condition number 1, you are a resident. If you don't satisfy directly, you will be classified as what? Non-resident. You don't have to check basic condition number 2. But not in every case, only in 3 cases. So let us learn those 3 cases, people, one by one. And those 3 cases are very important from exam point of view. See, what have I written here? There are 3 cases wherein what? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable. That is, in those cases we will only check what? Basic condition number 1. What are those 3 cases? Here, exception to basic condition number what? 2. Means exception means in these cases condition number 2 is not applicable. That is, in the following cases only basic condition number 1 is to be checked, and then additional conditions if applicable. Means once you determine you are a resident, then we will also check what? Additional condition. Now let us see what are those 3 cases. Case number 1. If you, I'll read it from here only. If you are a what? If you are a what, people? If you are a Indian citizen. First, if you are an Indian citizen, who is what, people? Who is leaving India during the previous year, that is during the current year, that is the year in which he is earning the what? Income. If there is any Indian citizen who is leaving India during the previous year, for what purpose, people? For employment outside India. So if there is any Indian citizen who is living outside India, means he is from India, he is going what? Outside India. And for what purpose is he going outside India, people? He is going outside India for what? Employment purpose. So if someone is going outside India during the year for employment purpose, then for him what is not applicable? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable. See, the word employment can be either you're going outside India to do a job, and the word employment also includes self-employment. Whether you are working under someone's or either you are self-employed there, or either means self-employed means whether you're doing business or you're doing any profession there or you're a freelancer, anything. So when you should be going outside India for people, for what purpose? For employment outside India. If you are going for any vacation purpose, or if you are going for some education purpose, or if you are going for some medical treatment purpose, then this point is not applicable. Then in that case both the basic conditions are applicable. This point is specifically applicable only when you are going outside India for what? Only for employment purpose. The word employment here also includes self-employment. So I'll give you one question. Try to say me whether he is a resident of India or whether he is a non-resident. Okay? Just say, I don't want ROR, RNOR as of. Just say me resident or non-resident. Mr. A Indian citizen. A Indian citizen left India. Left India for the first time. Left India for the what? First time on 1st of December. 1st of December 2025 I will write. 1st of December 2025. For vacation purpose, outside India. For vacation purpose outside India. Determine residential status for previous year 25-26. Say me, is Mr. A resident of India or Mr. A non-resident of India? See, let us see. Now, in order to determine the residential status of a person, we have to satisfy any one of the two basic conditions. Now, what is basic condition number 1, people? In the previous year, he has to be there in India for how many days? 182 days or more. Now, can you say me how many days was he there in India, people? Can I say he has left on December? Hey, can I say he has left on what? December? Means before that he was always in India only, because what is written? Left India for the what? First time. Means before December he was always in what? India. Hey, hello. Yes. So how many days in this year? Can I say 30 days of April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and 1 day of what? December. Can I say even date of departure will be counted as what? Stay in India. So how many days he was in India, people? Can you calculate and say me? How many days? 245 days he was in India, people. So was he there in India for 182 days or more? Yes. No need to come to basic condition number 2. No need to come to nothing. By default he has become a what now, people? Resident. See, once you are in India for 182 days or more, even God cannot help you. What did I say? Once you are there in India for what? 182 days or more, then even who cannot help you? Even God cannot help you. You will become a what of India? Resident. But what if I change my question like this? He left on 1st of July. Now say me. Is he a resident of India or is he a non-resident of India? Is he a resident of India or is he a non-resident? Some people are saying, sir, he is a resident, and some people are saying, sir, he is a non-resident. First, calculate how many days he was there in India. Can I say 30 days of April, May, June, and 1 day of July? So, how many days in total he was there in India? He was there in India for 92 days. So, was he there for 182 days or more? Oh, what happened? Oh my God. Hey. Okay, no problem. We are here. He was there in India for what? 90 days only. So can I say basic condition number 1 is not satisfied? Now, directly we cannot conclude. Now we have to check basic condition number 2. Now before starting basic condition number 2, we have to check, will basic condition number 2 be applicable to him or not? He is an Indian citizen. He is leaving India for what purpose? For vacation purpose. So should I check basic condition number 2? Yes. If you would have gone for employment purpose, what did I say? If you would have gone for employment purpose, then basic condition number 2 would have not been applicable. But since he is now going for what? Vacation purpose, basic condition number 2 will now be what? Applicable to. He will not be covered by the exception. So what is basic condition number 2? Was he there for 60 days? Yes. And in 4 PPY, was he there for 365 days? Obviously yes, because he is leaving India for the first time. Which means before that he was always in what? India. So he will become a what of India. And then we will check the additional condition to determine which kind of resident he is, whether he is an ordinary resident or whether he is a not ordinary. But what if I change my question like this? He is going outside India not for vacation purpose. Now he is going outside India for what purpose, people? Now he is going outside India for employment purpose now. Now say me, people, what will be your answer? Will your answer change? Yes, everyone with a streak is saying, sir, what is the answer? Sir, non-resident, because he was not there in India for 182 days. Now, before starting basic condition number 2, we have to check, is he covered by those 3 cases? What is the first case? Is he an Indian citizen? Yes. Is he leaving India? Yes. Is he leaving for employment purpose? Yes. Then basic condition number 2 is not applicable only. So, basic condition number 2 not applicable, and we did not satisfy basic condition number 1. So, we are directly a what? Non-resident. There is a what? Non-resident. So what is the first exception we have learned, people? That if you are an Indian citizen who is what? Going outside India. And for what purpose are you going outside India, people? You are going outside India for employment purpose. So when you are going outside India for employment purpose, then basic condition number 2 is not applicable. So this is the first point in those 3 cases. Now let me go to the second case. Second case is, if an Indian citizen is what? Leaving India during the what year? The year in which you are earning the income, as a what, people? As a crew member of the Indian ship. See, people, again, you understand the meaning of the word crew member? Crew member means the staff member of the ship. You should not be a passenger on the ship. You should be a what on the ship, people? You should be a crew member on the ship. So if you are an Indian citizen who is leaving India as a what? Crew member of an Indian ship, then what is not applicable to you? basic condition number 2 is not applicable to you. Means what is applicable to you? Only basic condition number what? 1. What is this rule? This rule we will learn in some time. So two things we have learned till now. First, when you are an Indian citizen who is what? Leaving India for what? Employment purpose outside India. Second, you are an Indian citizen who is leaving India as a what people? As a crew member of an Indian ship. In this both the cases, what is not applicable? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable. And what is only applicable? Only basic condition number 1 is applicable. People, up till here is everyone clear? If you have doubt, let me know. Sir, Indian ship means Navy, or it can be any ship owned by Indian company. It should not owned by a foreign company. Not necessary army only. Indian ship means owned by Indian company. Now, is my, okay, it's here. Now, third point is very important, people. Not only from your exam point of view, but also from practical life point of view. Third point is very, very important. But third point amendment has come only few years before. Some 5-6 years before only this amendment has come. Before that, third point was very simple. Then people started doing the fraud. Then government caught that fraud and they amended the law. So first what I'm going to teach you is how people used to do fraud. Then I will say you how government caught the fraud and amended the law, updated the law. So you want to learn the fraud, people? Hey, what the fraud? Do you want to learn the fraud, people? If you don't say yes, directly I'll teach you the provision only. Yes, sir, sir. Fraud means everyone will say yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we are here for, sir. Yes. So for that, first let us learn the provision and then we'll see what people were doing it. And then how government caught them and started changing the law. See, earlier the law was only this much. See, whatever bracket I put, only the first 3 lines. The law was only this much. Now whatever you see after and, that is what the amendment has done. So first let us learn what was there before amendment, and then afterwards we will learn what is done after the amendment. Now let us see what is the third point saying. If you are a what, people? Indian citizen or a person of what? Indian origin. Now who is the person of Indian origin? We learn in some time. As of now, ignore it. If you are an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who is what? Staying outside India and coming to India during the previous year for what? Visit. See, the first 2 points and the third points are very different. In the first 2 points, you are going outside. See the first point, Indian citizen leaving India for what? Employment purpose. Second point, Indian citizen leaving India as a crew member of what? Indian ship. So in both the cases, you are going outside India. But in the third case, if you focus, people, in the third case, you are already outside India. Hello. You are already outside India, but now during the year, you are coming to India for a what? Visit. So earlier, the point was only this much. Matlab, you would have heard of someone called as NRIs, people. You have heard of NRIs? NRIs means what? Non-resident Indians. Means they stay outside India, but during the year they also come to India for visit during Diwali celebration, or if there is some wedding in their family, or due to some medical emergency, or due to some other reason, even NRIs come to India for a visit. Are yes or yes? Yes, sir. So this point was kept specifically for NRIs. NRIs. If you come to India for visit, for you what is not applicable? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable. So for NRIs only what was applicable? Basic condition number 1. This was kept in the law to genuinely give benefit to NRIs. But you know, people, India is India. or either Indians are Indians. You gave them a finger, they'll take your entire hand. So they started to misutilize this provision. Sir, how? Let us learn that. Now you know people, in India there are a lot of big celebrities or big businessmen or big sports personalities who have lots and lots of income. And will anyone like to pay taxes? How much ever rich you are, people, will you like to pay taxes? The answer is no. Sir, we will not like to pay the taxes. So what these rich people used to do now? They used to manage their stay in India in such a way that for India they used to become non-resident. Because once you become a non-resident of India, then in India you have to pay tax only on what? Indian income. See, Indian income no one can escape. Whether you are a resident of India or whether you are a non-resident, on Indian income to what? Everyone has to pay tax. But can I say all these big businessmen, sports personalities or celebrities, they will also have Indian income as well as foreign income. They are bound to have two categories of income. But can I say those people started applying their mind? Like Indian income to we cannot escape. We thought on that to we'll have to pay tax. Let us try to escape paying tax on our foreign income. That can be done only by one way. For that I have to become a what of India? Non-resident. So what they started doing? For example, let us take an example of Mr. S. He is very famous in Dubai. He is very famous in what? Dubai. Yeah, stop laughing. I know what do I mean by this. I hope you have understood now. Full name I cannot give people because we are on live on YouTube. So yeah. So this is Mr. S. Where is Mr. S staying, people? So he stays in Dubai. Hey, yes or yes? Now let us say Mr. S has two categories of income. One, he has Indian income. One, he has Indian income called as 40 lakhs Indian income. And one more, he has foreign income. He also has what? Foreign income of, let us say, 30 lakhs. Hey, can I say all these celebrities are bound to have foreign income? Maybe they are doing some shows there, or they are attending some event there, or they have some hotel there, or they have some business there, or they have some restaurant there, or some other thing they are doing, or some profession they have. Can they have foreign income? Yes. So what is the total income of Mr. S? 70 lakhs. For example, if Mr. S is a resident of India, now can we say he will have to pay tax on both Indian income as well as what? Foreign income? Means he'll have to pay tax on what? 70 lakhs. Now what did this Mr. S did? He's saying that on 70 lakhs I don't want to pay tax. So what did he do? This Mr. A in the previous year 25-26 he stayed in India only for 181 days. He stayed in India for what, people? Only for 181 days. Now can you say me, people, if Mr. A is staying in India only for 181 days, is he a resident or non-resident? Can I say what is basic condition number 1? 182 days. Was he there for 182 days or more? No. And now is basic condition number 2 applicable to him? Why? Because he is an Indian citizen. Mr. S is an Indian citizen. Mr. S is a what? Indian citizen. And where is Mr. S staying? Dubai. So Mr. S, a Indian citizen, staying in what? Dubai. During the year he has come to India only for what? Visit. So can I say as per this condition, what is not applicable to him? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable to him. And basic condition number 1 he was not satisfying only. So can I say he has become a what of India now? Non-resident. And once he becomes a non-resident, he'll have to pay tax only on what? Indian income. On foreign income, he'll not have to pay tax on. In India, he will have to pay tax only on what? 40 lakhs. So can I say Mr. S successfully saved tax on what? 30 lakhs. That's how all these NRIs used to do. Can I say he has stayed in India for what? 181 days. Roughly for 6 months he was there in India. So government is saying is as good as most of the time you are in India only. You are manage your number of days in such a way that for your India you are becoming a what? Non-resident, and ultimately you are paying tax only on Indian income, that is only on 40 lakhs. The government got annoyed because what used to happen, there are multiple non-resident people who will have business in foreign or who will have profession in foreign, but that will get controlled from India. Is it possible? Why not? Let us say I have a business in Dubai. Can I control it from India? Yes. So all these big businessmen, celebrities, that's the reason I will not name anyone. Many sports person and celebrities are shifting to outside India. Now you can guess the name. Why? Because in India taxes are very high. That is one of the reason. Other reasons for which you know also, standard of living, that and all. But one main reason is of leaving India is what? Taxes. That's the reason many people in India are going what? Abroad. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Yes or yes? So what used to happen? Government got annoyed with non-residents who used to manage the number of days in India in such a way that they used to end up becoming what? Non-resident. So government what? Amended the law. Government changed the law and government added one more thing in the law. What is that one more thing? Now let us read it. If you are an Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who is what? Already staying outside India, like my brother. You remember my brother, people? He's an Indian citizen, but where is he staying currently? UK. But every year on Diwali he comes to India for 2-3 weeks. 2 weeks he comes to India. So Indian citizen staying outside India, coming to India for a what, people? Visit. Earlier the law was only this one. When I was inter student, for me law was only this much. But now they have added one more thing. And if is what? Total income excluding foreign sources. Total income excluding foreign sources meaning, people, Indian income. If his Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs, still the law is same only. What is still not applicable? Basic condition number 2. The law is still, see, government is not concerned with small people. Government is saying if your income, Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs, you are a small fish. If you are doing fraud, do fraud. We are not concerned. Do. We only give you permission. Not literally, but government is trying to say that only. See, it's better to catch one big person rather than catching 20 small person. Hey, good thing, no. From one big person only will recover everything rather than catching what? 20 small people. So government is saying if your Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs, ignore. Still what is not applicable? Basic condition number 2 is still not applicable. But if your Indian income goes beyond 15 lakhs, then now basic condition number 2 will be applicable, but with the modification. But with the what? Modification, basic condition number 2 will be applicable. And what is the modification? That is, wordings will be replaced as 120 days in place of what? 60 days. Earlier, what was the basic condition number 2? That in the previous year you have to be there in India for what? 60 days or more, and in the 4 preceding previous year you have to be there in India for what? 365 days or more. But now that 60 days is replaced with what? 120 days. Second sub condition remains the same. That is, in the 4 preceding previous year you have to be there in India for what? 365 days or more. But if your Indian income is more than 15 lakhs, then basic condition number 2 will be applicable, but with the what? With the modification. And what is the modification? That is 60 days will be replaced by what? 120 days. Now let's come to my example of Mr. S. How many days Mr. S was there in India? 181 days. Mr. S, an Indian citizen staying in Dubai, and come to India for a visit. And is his India income more than 15 lakhs? Yes, Indian income is what? More than 15 lakhs. So now can I say, will basic condition number 2 be applicable to him? Yes, but with a what? Modification. What is the modification? That first sub condition will become what? 120 days. Now how many days was he there in India? 181 days. So was he there for 120 days or more? Yes. So now directly he'll be called as a what of India now? Resident. And once he becomes a resident, people, on what income will he have to pay tax? 70. But people, can you say me one thing? Can I still do fraud? Can Mr. S still do fraud? People are saying yes. How? How? How can I do? Yes. Now I have to stay in India for what? 119 days. Earlier, I could stay in India for what? 181 days. But now I'll have to stay in India for what? 119. And if because of this modified basic condition number 1, the basic condition number 2, sub condition number 1, if you become a resident of India, then no need to check additional condition also. Those residents are directly called as what? RNOR. And why are they directly called as RNOR? This reason I'll give you today end or tomorrow morning. I'll give you the reason. Why are they directly not called as ROR? Why are they called as RNOR? The reason for this or the answer for this is lying in the second half of this chapter. Second half of this chapter. That is scope of total income. What is scope of total income? We'll get to know when we do that. See, basically what happens, I'll just give you a glimpse of it right now. If you are a ROR, no, people like you and me, ROR means normally we are found in India only. We don't go outside India. Even if you go, we go only for few days. We people like you and me, we are ROR. For ROR, no, people, we have to bloody pay tax on everything. Whether we are earning from India or whether we are earning from abroad. But if you are a non-resident, then you have to pay tax only on Indian income. But there is one more category called as RNOR. Those are persons like my brother. 20-30% of the time they are in India. And majority of the time they are what? Outside India. So for those people, RNOR, no, people, when I do the second half of this chapter, that is scope of total income, I have not done yet. I'll do it in some time, maybe today end, if the time permits, or tomorrow we will do it. We will get to know that if you are a RNOR, on Indian income, though, you have to pay tax. See, in Indian income, no one can escape. But if you are a RNOR, no, people, even for you, one foreign income is taxable. Which foreign income, sir? Those foreign income which is getting controlled from India. Like if you are having any business outside India and that business is getting controlled from India, or if you are having any profession outside India but that profession is controlled from India, so that foreign income will become taxable for what? RNOR. That is the reason they are directly called as what? RNOR. See, what was the intention of the government? See, government had problem with celebrities not having business outside India. You do business outside, we will not even tax. But if that business gets controlled from India, then government is saying we will have to tax that income. If you are a what? RN. So what did we learn here, people? Hey, people, again I am saying the whatever above bifurcation I have done now. See here, you are seeing two bifurcation. This bifurcation is only for this point number C, huh? Don't apply the logic for point number A and B also. See, I have written here in no, because many times in exam people do this mistake. The above bifurcation is only for what? Point number C. Point number A and B are totally different. What is point number A and B? If you are an Indian citizen who is what? Leaving what? Outside India for what purpose? Employment outside India. Then what is the second exception? You are an Indian citizen who is leaving India as a what? Crew member of Indian ship. Khatam. There is no bifurcation. And now what is the third, people? Third point? Everyone repeat with me. What is the third point? If you are a what? If you are a what? Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin who is already staying outside India, but during the year is coming to India for a visit. But if he is a small person matlab not in height, nonsense, don't laugh. Small person means his Indian income is what? Less than equal to 15 lakhs. Then still basic condition number 2 is what? Not applicable. However, if his Indian income is what? More than 15 lakhs, then is basic condition number 2 applicable? Yes, but with a modification. What is modified basic condition number 2? That is, now you have to stay in India for what? 120 days or more, and in the 4 preceding, that remains the same. In 4 PPY you should be there for what? 365 days or more. And because of this modified basic condition number 2, if you become a resident of India, then that residents are directly called as what? RNOR. See here, what have I written? If because of this modified basic condition, which this matlab this is because of this condition, that is, if because of 120 days criteria you become a resident of India, then that are directly called as what? RNOR. No need to check additional condition. The additional conditions have to be checked for A. Additional condition have to be checked for B. Once you determine you are a resident, we have to check additional condition to determine whether you are a ROR or RNOR. But in this point number C, if you become a resident because of this criteria, then directly you will be called as what? RNOR. The detailed reason of this I'll give you when I do scope of totaling. But the law is not over yet. We still have to learn, sir, oh sir, who is called as a person of Indian origin? Who is called as a what, people? Who is called as a person of Indian origin? Yes. Can you say me, people? Just take a random guess in the chat box. Who is called as a person of Indian origin? If anyone is born in India, don't you think is a citizen of India by default? Yes, whose parents or grandparents are born in India. Sir, if one doubt I have got from online, sir, if his income is less than equal to 15 lakhs, are we supposed to check additional condition? That will depend if you are a resident. If you are a resident, then check additional condition. If you are non-resident, then khatam. There is no end to it. Yes. So additional conditions will have to be checked if you are a resident when income is less than 15 lakhs. Yes, my question was, who is called as a person of Indian origin? Some people are saying, sir, whose parents or grandparents are born in India? What else? I need more through 2-3 guesses in the chat box. Yes, people, please answer. No one? Chalo, I will answer. Person of Indian origin means any person who either himself or his parents or his grandparents. See, when I write grandparents, people, it means both maternal as well as paternal. Matlab mom side grandparents also as well as dad side grandparents. Parents don't say two, parents are only one. Sir, why? That go and ask at your home. Why? Nonsense. Parents can be only one. Parents cannot be maternal and paternal. I was taking one face-to-face lecture in Hyderabad. Sir, what about parents? That also too? I'll say, go ask your mom. So, who either himself or his parents or his what? Grandparents were born in undivided India. Were born in what? Undivided India. Hey, what do you mean by the word undivided India? India, I should not name them, but what do? Pakistan and Bangladesh. So if either you or your parents or your grandparents were born in what? undivided India. And after 1947 then only India, because after 1947 those two people are not part of us. Am I clear to everyone? Yes. So I'll ask you a question. Say me whether that person is a person of Indian origin or not. Mr. A was born in US. His father was born in UK. Mother was born in, let us say, Russia. Now, father's father, matlab grandfather was born in, let us say, Ukraine. And grandmother was born in Dhaka. One second, let me write the years also. US, he was born in, let us say, 2012. Father was born in, let us say, 1980. Mother was born in 1981. Grandfather was born in 1950. Grandmother was born in 1946. Sir, what is the question? Sir, is Mr. A person of Indian origin? Yes. I want everyone's answer in the chat box. Is Mr. A person of Indian origin? Some people are saying no, some people are saying yes, some people are googling. Sir, what is Dhaka? Dhaka is where? Bangladesh. Dhaka is where? Dhaka is in Bangladesh. So in 1946, where was Dhaka? Dhaka was in India. Hello to Dhaka. Dhaka was in what? India. So can I say Mr. A's grandmother was born in what? Undivided India. Since Mr. A's grandmother was born in undivided India, Mr. A is a person of what? Indian origin. Person of Indian origin. Is this clear to everyone? Hey, what if his grandmother was born in 1950 then? So what, sir? She'll die late. Array, nonsense. That means she is not a person of Indian origin now. Mr. A is not a person of Indian origin because she is now Bangladeshi. Am I clear? So before 1947 all the three countries, and after 1947 only India. I hope I have made myself very clear, people. So who is called as a person of Indian origin? Person of Indian origin means an individual who either himself or any one of his parents or any one of his grandparents were born in what? Undivided India. That is India, Pakistan and Bangladesh. Is this clear? Now we are going to do lots and lots of question answers. But before I do question answers, again I'll say you one thing. Whenever any question is given, first check the basic condition number 1. What is basic condition number 1? You have to be there in India for what? 182 days or more. If you are satisfying, directly resident, then check additional condition. But if you don't satisfy basic condition number 1, directly don't start basic condition number 2. Before you start basic condition number 2, check, are you covered by these 3 cases? Again, let us revise it once. What are the first case? Indian citizen. Who is what? Living outside India for what purpose, people? Employment outside India. Then what is the second condition, people? Indian citizen or living outside India as a crew member of what? Indian ship. Now what is the third, people? Indian citizen or a person of Indian or who is already staying outside India, but during the year coming to India for a what? Visit. And if his Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs, basic condition number 2 is not applicable. But if his Indian income is more than 15 lakhs, modified basic condition number 2 will be applicable, that is 120 days rule. And if because of 120 days rule he becomes a resident, then that residents are directly called as what, people? They are directly called as RNOR. I hope I have made myself very clear. Now the textbook, those who have got, very good. Those who have not got the textbook, don't worry. An entire copy of textbook I have uploaded in the drive where I have uploaded my notes. You don't have to worry. Anyhow, in the class, I'm going to display the question. Now every one of you, please come to page number 24. Come to question number 2 and just make one change in the question number 2. Just add two wordings here. If Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs in the sub question 2, then in sub question 3 add if Indian income is more than 15 lakhs. So in sub question 2 make it less than equal to 15 lakhs and in sub question 3 make it more than 15 lakhs. Let me read out the question for you, then I'll give you time to solve. Brett Lee, an Australian cricket player, visits India for 100 days in very financial year. Every. Nonsense. What English? In what? Every financial year. This has been his practice for the what? Last 10 years. Determine his residential status for assessment year 26-27. Assessment year 26-27 means which previous year? 25-26. So they are asking you to determine the residential status of 25-26. Then sub question 2. Would your answer be different if the above facts relate to Srinath, an Indian citizen who resides in Australia and represents Australian cricket team? Okay. And sub question 3. What would be your answer if Srinath had visited India for 120 days instead of 100 days every year? Please, I need 3 answers. Every one of you have some time. Please solve every one of you. Then we will write it down. Every one of you first solve it. If the answer is resident, please go ahead and check which kind of resident he is, whether he is an ordinary resident or not ordinary. Just don't give me answer as resident. Your answer should be ROR or RNOR or NR. I'll write down one second. Let everyone write. Every one of you, please try. Don't sit like you have come to watch a movie with a popcorn in the hand. Yes, fast, do it. Yes, stop watching the movie. Yes, the first answer what I've got is RNOR. Okay, multiple people are saying me the answer as RNOR for the first case. Second case, what answer I'm getting? Some people are also saying NR in the first case. So I'm getting 2 answers for the first case. Some people are saying RNOR and some people are saying NR. Second case, what I'm getting answer is non-resident. In the second case, I'm getting the answer as non-resident. Okay. Third one, anyone got the answer for the third one? Third one, people are saying RNOR again. Okay. Some people are saying RNOR. Okay. Any other answer? For case 2, I've got very few answers for case 2. Okay. Case 2 NR, third case RNOR. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me do it now. Now, 1 second, don't write. I'll make you write the answer. Don't write it. First, let me solve it. Then I'll make you write it. Just for 2 minutes, concentrate on the board. Don't write anything. Don't become a typewriter. Just 2 minutes, focus. Now, what is the question saying? Who is involved in the question? Brett Lee, an Australian cricket player. Okay. Now, how many days is he visiting India, people? 100. 24, 25 also what? 100. 23, 24 also what? 100. 22, 23, 21, 22, 20, 21, 19, 20, 18, 19, 17, 18, 16, 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. God bless me, people. Oh God. The climate in Bangalore is such that you can fall sick at any time, free of cost. So, Brett Lee was there in India for what? 100 days. Okay. Now, in order to determine the residential status of a person, you have to satisfy any one of the two basic conditions. Now, what is basic condition number 1? That in the previous year, you have to be there in India for what? 182 days or more. Hey, were you there for 182 days? No. You were there only for what? 100 days. Now before starting basic condition number 2, is he covered by any exception? Is he covered? He is a Brett Lee. Is he an Indian citizen? No. In the second case, yes. We are only focusing on A right now. Is he an Indian citizen? No. So can I say the exceptions are not applicable? Means we will now have to check what? Basic condition number 2. Now what is basic condition number 2? Was he there for 60 days, people? Yes. And in the 4 PPY, was he there for 365 days or more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. He was there for what? 365 days or more. So can I say Brett Lee will become a what of India? Brett Lee will become a resident of India. But we cannot stop here. Once anyone becomes resident, we have to check further which kind of resident he is, whether he is a ordinary resident or whether he is a what? Not ordinary resident. For that, what is additional condition number 1? In 7 PPY, was he there for 730 days or more? No! He was there only for what? 700 days. So was he there for 730 days or more? No. No point of checking additional condition 2. Directly we can conclude he is a what? RNOR. So in the first case, Brett Lee. Lee the bread. Brett Lee is a what? RNOR. Some people said me answer as non-resident also. Why? Because they said basic condition 2 is not applicable only. Have they told Brett Lee is an Indian citizen? No. Brett Lee is an Australian cricket player. Means he is an Australian citizen. But now focus on case number 2. Would your answer be different if the above facts not is relating to Brett Lee? The above facts relates to whom? Srinath. Now Srinath is what? Indian citizen. Who resides in where? Resides matlab who is staying in what? Australia and represents Australian cricket team. So now can I say Srinath, an Indian citizen staying in Australia and every year is coming for 100 days to India for a what? Visit. So now can I say if this is the case, so can I say now will he be covered by the exception? Yes. And what is his Indian income? Less than equal to 15 lakhs. So an Indian citizen staying outside India, coming to India for a what? Visit. Basic condition number 2 is what? Not applicable. And 1 though we did not satisfy only. So now we will become a what of India? Non-resident. So second case everyone got the same answer. Everyone said me the answer is what? Non-resident. Most of you have went right in the second case, non-resident. But now see the third. What is the third question? Would your answer be different if Srinath had visited India for what? 120 days instead of what? 100 days and his Indian income is what? More than 15 lakhs. So now what are they saying? He is staying in India for how many days, people? Now he is staying for what? 120 days. And now people, if he is staying in India for 120 days, again, is basic condition 1 satisfied? No. But now will basic condition number 2 be applicable? Yes. But modified basic condition, because he is an Indian citizen staying outside India and coming to India for a visit, and his Indian income is also more than what? 15 lakhs. So now modified basic condition 2 will be applicable, that is 120 days or more. So was he there in India for 120 days? Yes. And in 4 PPY, was he there for 365 days or more? Yes. So can I say he is a what? And did he become resident because of this 120 days rule? Did he become a resident because of this 120 days rule? Yes. And such residents are directly called as what? RNOR. Hey, everyone clear? Anyone, any doubt, please let me know. Okay, if you have no doubt, people, everyone please come to your notes. Everyone please come to your notes. Everyone please come to your note. Everyone in the notes. So now what you could do? See, if you remember on Thursday, we had written the answer to our first question. And answer to the first question we had written in detail. But every question we cannot write this much in detail in class, people, because we have to also complete the portions on time. So first question I have made you write in detail. First we have to write the provision of the law, then facts of the question connecting the law, and then we have to give the conclusion. But from question number 2 onwards, we are going to write in short form in order to save time. So everyone first write the heading like this, what you can see on the screen. Write down the heading. Since the answer is there in the PDF, that doesn't mean you will not write an answer in class, huh? Because just because I cannot see you online, that doesn't mean you will not write. It is for your good. Because the more and more you write question answers, people, it's good for you only. And can I say a fun fact, people? 4 to 5 marks. And one fact, people, whether you pass or whether you fail, I'll get my fees. So now it's up to you how much you take advantage out of me. So if you want to watch like a movie, watch like a movie. So please write it down when I'm saying something, to write it down. Otherwise class will become only one way. I'll keep on shouting like an idiot. You'll just keep on listening like you have come to watch a movie. Some people would have already kept popcorn besides them. So please write down. Copy down and write down fast. Determination of residential status of Bradley for previous year 25-26 or 26-27. Sir, write 2 questions in detail. No, Baba, we don't have that much time. Sorry, I cannot write. You can write it down if you want after the class. I have already told you the, what do you say, the format. First a provision and then the question and then the conclusion. Because one question will take 45 minutes, that much time we don't have, Noor. See, just write down this note. The answers from question number 2 onwards are written in short form. However, in exams, the presentation should be as per question 1. Working notes can either be at the start of the question or either at the end of the question. Done writing this much? Yeah. Law you can write once. Law you need not to write in every sub question. Law you can write it once. Then in every sub question you can write the facts and conclusion. Facts, conclusion, facts, conclusion. Law you can write it once. That you can write specifically in that sub question ka answer. Now, if you are done writing, I'll scroll the screen, people. Now start copying from here. Case number 1. Copy everyone. Case number 1. Please write down the case number 1. Don't waste your time, people, please. Already there are gonna be lots of holiday in this month. Ganesh Chaturthi will come, then Independence Day will come. So please, let's not waste any time further. And so since in previous year he was there for 100 days, which is 60 days or more, and in the 4 preceding previous year he was there for 365 days or more, so he is a what? Resident. But since in 7 preceding previous year he was only there for 700 days, which is less than 730 days, he will not satisfy additional condition, so he will become a resident, but not a what? Ordinary resident. Please write down, everyone, please. Yes, you stop eating nonsense. Yes, on the person who's sitting on the bed and eating. Yeah, someone will be eating, so I'm just putting one random guess. The person who will be eating will be shocked. Sir, video on hai kya? Yes, case number 1 copied. Then now go to case number 2. Yes, just like case number 1, just like question number 1, Noor. Write down case number 2. Indian citizen staying outside India coming to India during the previous year for visit. Coming to India previous year for visit. And total Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs. So therefore he is covered by the exception to basic condition number 2. That is, we don't have to check basic condition number 2. So basic condition number 1 only we have to check. So he was there in India only for what? 100 days, which is less than 182 days. So he is a non-resident. Then write down case number 3. Write down case number 3. If total Indian income is more than 15 lakhs and stay in India is 120 days. So now can I say what will be applicable? Modification. Yesterday Mr. Modi was in Bangalore, people. Those who are not from Bangalore. Finally, after 10 years of waiting, we got our third line of metro. After waiting for 10 years and after 3 years of completion of the project. So if total Indian income is more than 15 lakhs and stay in India is more than 120 days or more, so what will be applicable? Modified basic condition number 2, subcondition number 1. Sir, what about airport metro? That will take another 5 years. Minimum 3 years to pakka. Those who are done writing, okay, one more point is there. So therefore he is a resident and such residents are called as what, people? Such residents are called as what? RNOR. Those who are done writing, people, can solve question number 3 on page 24. Who will pay them the who will pay them the salary? Indian income. Non-resident Indian income, so they still have to pay tax. Yes. Done. Now please solve question number 3, people. Please solve question number 3 and please give me the answer for question number 3. Now people, you will have to be little on your toes. Little will have to speed up. Yes, question number 3 on page number 24. Hey, what are you waiting for? Christmas? What are you waiting for? Solve the question nonsense. What Love Me Like You Do is doing now. Okay. Here it is. Question number 3. There will be 2 answers to it. What is the answer for the first one? Okay. Second part, what will be the answer? Answer. What if yes, then what is the answer? Different than yes, what is the answer? Okay, there are 2 answers what I have got. First answer, people are saying non-resident. Second answer, people are saying ROR. Okay. Now let me do it. Mr. X. See people, again X came back in life. Is a professor at what? IIM Ahmedabad. On 10th August 2025, he left India to take up the what? Excuse me. Professor. Excuse me. By God. God bless me. To take up the what, people? Professor's job at what? London School of Economics. He had never been out of India in the what? Past. So can I say your ex did not have any sorry. This ex has never been outside India in the what? Past. So can I say he is going outside India for the what? Very first time. Determine his residential status for assessment year 26-27, that is previous year 25-26. Would your answer be different if he had gone on a what? Leisure trip. Now 1 second, don't write, let me solve it. How many days was he there in India? First let us decode it. When has he left India? 10th August means before that he was in India. So that is 30 days of April, May, June, July and 10 days of August. So in total how many days was he there in this year? 132 days. What about the last year? Can I write entire 365 days, people? Because they did not have any past. So previous year 23-24, again can I say 365? Same thing will go on for every year. Hey, yes or yes? Yes or yes? If it's a leap year, then it will be 366. That's fine. Hey, is this clear? Yes. Now, in order to determine the residential status of a person, you have to satisfy any one of the 2 basic conditions. What is basic condition number 1? Was he there in India in the current previous year for 182 days or more? No. So can I say basic condition number 1 not satisfied? Now before starting basic condition number 2, is he covered by the exception? Which exception? Number 1, number 2 or number 3? Number 1, because he is a what? Hey, where have they told he is an Indian citizen? Hey, by default, no, he has never been outside India in the past. Means he was born in India only, no? If he is born in India, he is an Indian citizen. So he is an India citizen. Who is what? Living outside India? Where is he going? He is going to what? London. Is he going for employment purpose to London? Yes. So can I say because of the first exception, basic condition number 2 will not be applicable to him, and 1 though we did not satisfied, so he will become a what? Non-resident. In the first case, he will become a what? Non-resident. But would your answer be different if you would have not gone for employment? He had gone on for a leisure trip. Will your answer differ? Yes, because now basic condition number 2 will become what? Applicable. That is, in the previous year, he should be there in India for what? 60 days or more. Was he there for 60 days? Yes. And in the 4 preceding previous year, was he there for 365 days? In 1 year only he was there for 365. So is he a resident? Yes. But once we determine he is a resident, we cannot stop. We'll have to check that which kind of resident. For that we'll have to check now what? Additional condition. What is additional condition number 1? In 7 PPY, was he there for 730 days? 100% people. In 2 years only he'll be there for 730. Yes. And in 2 out of 10 PPY he should be a resident. Is he a resident? Are people, first time he is going outside. Before that he was always what? In India. Means 10 out of 10 years he was a resident. People like you and me. So satisfied. So he is a what? ROI. If he goes for a what? Trip. He had gone for employment, then non-resident. Okay, please write down the answer. Everyone come to your notes. Everyone come to your notes and write down the answer. Write the heading first. First write the question number 3. Page number 24. I hope everyone is understanding. If you are not understanding, I am not God. So please let me know your doubt. Then only I can explain. I hope you are understanding, people. I am not getting simply excited here, I think. So write down the heading. Determination of residential status of your X, sorry, of Mr. X. Of Mr. X for previous year 25-26 or assessment year 26-27. Since Mr. X is an Indian citizen who is leaving India during 25-26, for what purpose? For employment purpose abroad, he is covered by the exception to basic condition number 2. He is covered by the exception to basic condition number 2. That is, to check his residential status, only basic condition number 1 shall apply. Those who are not writing, it's a loss for them only. Please write down. Still there will be few people who will not write down, or up to you. Then, so in previous year 25-26 he was there only for what? 132 days, which is less than 182 days. So he is a what? Non-resident. He is a non-resident. If he would have gone for a leisure trip, then will he be covered by the exception? No. Then everything you will have to check. So since he was there in India for 132 days, and in the 4 PPY he was there for 365 days, 7 PPY he was there for 730 days, 10 PPY he was a resident, because he has never been outside India only, people. Mr. X is fresh, no past. So accordingly he will be called as what? Resident and ordinary resident. When I do the second half of the chapter, no, people, scope of total income, that time you'll understand. that ROR, RNOR, NNR, the difference between proper difference, the taxability, how different it is for all the three people. Those who are done writing, the weight, sir, weight is 68 kgs, people. Those who are done writing can solve question number 4. Question number 4. First you write it down, then you solve. Yes. Questions you have to do from multiple places. First from JKSC classwork sum, JKSC homework sum, then ICAI questions, then from wherever, MTP, RTP, wherever. Theory, only one book is sufficient. Yes, if you are done writing, I can scroll the screen. Please solve question number 4. Shall I change the screen? Anyone writing? I hope everyone is done. Yes. Question number 4. Please solve it. I give you more 1-2 minutes of time. Please solve question number 4. I'll show you on the screen. Here is question number 4 on your screen. Very easy question. One answer I have got is non-resident. Any other answers? People, my eyes are in the chat box. Yes, non-resident. One more I got. Who all are saying? Rohit, Mukesh, Rupa, Jairam, Jayaram, Noor. All are saying non-resident. Mrudha, Sudarshan, Priya, Navya, Guru, and chalo, let us do. Everyone is getting same answer, means everyone is going on the right path. F was born in France in 1969 and his father was born in Australia in 1939. But F's grandfather was born in Dhaka in 1915. Will F be a resident in India if he visits India for 181 days during the previous year, 25-26? Determine the residential status for assessment year 26-27, assuming his Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs. First of all, how many days is he coming to India? In previous year 25-26, how many days is he coming to India? Can I say he is coming to India for 181 days? What about earlier year details? Earlier year details is not given in the question. So whatever is this, we'll have to utilize this data only and come to the answer. So again, our standard approach. In order to determine the residential status of an individual, you have to satisfy any one of the two basic conditions. What is the basic condition number 1? That is, in the previous year, you have to be there in India for what? 182 days or more. Were you there in India for 182 days or more? The answer is no. Now, before starting basic condition number 2, is he covered by the exception? Is he covered by the exception, people? And the answer is, let us see. Is he a Indian citizen or a person of Indian origin? He is a person of Indian origin because he is Bapu's Bapu. That is grandfather. Where was his grandfather born? His grandfather was born in Dhaka in the year what? 1950. Means 1915. Dhaka was in India only. That is Bangladesh. So F's grandfather was born in undivided India. So F is a person of Indian origin. Where is F staying? F is staying in France. So a person of Indian origin staying outside India and coming to India for a what? Visit. And what is his Indian income? Less than equal to 15 lakhs. So what is not applicable, people? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable, and one though we did not satisfy only. So Mr. F is what? Non-resident, which every one of them get the same answer. Please come to your notes, people. Everyone in your notes, let us write this answer as well. Write this answer as well. Question number 4, page 24. Please write down determination of residential status of Mr. F for previous year 25-26 or assessment year 26-27. Mr. F is a person of Indian origin because his grandfather was born in undivided India. Coming to India during the previous year, and Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs. So he is covered by the exception to basic condition 2. So therefore F is a what, people? F is non-resident. Very simple. Those who are done writing can solve question number 5. Question number 5 is very easy, but I will make it complicated by adding few other detail after we write down the answer. 5 is very easy, but I will give you more cases so that your understandings become more deeper. Yes, after writing this, please solve question number 5. Please solve question number 5, everyone. Yes, anyone with the answers? If he's a resident, then you have to say me which kind of resident. Only resident will not work. You have to say me whether is an ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. Mukesh has given me the answer. Mukesh is saying, sir, is RNOR. Okay. Sudarshan is also saying RNOR. Ushi is saying ROR. Okay. Even Jairam is saying ROR. Guru is also saying ROR. Okay. Many people are saying answer as ROR. 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 Hello. Has everyone tried? People going right or going wrong is secondary. Trying is primary. Because if you go wrong today, believe me, the same mistake you will not commit in exam provided you understand the right way. Conditions applied. X, people see again X came back. A citizen of India left India for the first time on 6th of June 22. So in which year has he left India? 22, 23 can I say he has already left India, and for what purpose did he leave India? And he is also leaving India for the what? First time. So means before 2022 he has never been outside India. For what people? For employment abroad. During 23-24 and 24-25 he visited India for 145 days and 165 days respectively. In the previous year, that is in the current previous year, 25-26 he came back to India on 7th April 25 and left India on what? 30th November 25. Determine the residential status for assessment year 26-27. Assessment year 26-27 means which previous year? 25-26, assuming his Indian income is less than equal to what? 15 lakhs. First let us plot the data, then we will see what to do. So can you say me, in the previous year 25-26 how many days was he there? When did he come in the current year? 7th April and left on what? 30th November. So that will be April, May, how many days? So means first 6 days of April he was not there. So in April there are 30 days. Out of that first 6 days he was not there. That means in April he was there for 24 days of April, May, June, July, August, September, October. When did he leave? Full November he was there. 30th November he has left. So can you say me the total? 230? 238 days he was there in what? India in the current previous year. What about previous year 24-25? They have directly given no? 165 days. Then in previous year 23-24, 145 days. Then in previous year 22-23, when did he leave? He left on June. Means before June he was in India. So that is how much? 30 days of April, May and June. That is how many days? 67 days. And before that he was always in India only. Hello? Same, everything will remain same only before that though. Because before that he was always in India only. Now let us determine. For which year are we supposed to determine the residential status? Determine residential status for assessment year 26-20. That is what? Previous year. For this year. For previous year 25-26 we are supposed to determine the what? Residential status. In order to determine the residential status of a person, you have to be there in India for what? 182 days or more. Was he there for 182 days? Done story here only. Directly he is a what? Resident. Because he was by default there in India for what? 182 days. But once you determine he is a resident, we have to check further which kind of resident. For that we'll have to now check what? Additional condition. So now in 7 PPY, was he there for 730 days or more? Definitely he would have been there. And in 2 out of 10 PPY, was he a resident? Definitely resident, because before that he was always in what? India. So can I say he is a what? ROR. He is a what? RO, which almost every one of you gave the answer as what? ROR. But my question is not that. I told you the question is very easy. But I want to what? Complicate it now. Question is done. We will write it once again. But let us complicate it now. so that we understand the concept in more detail. My doubt here is, if this person would have been there in India not for 238 days in the current year, if you would have been there for 138 days, then what would have been your answer? You have 1 minute of time. Jairam is saying RNOR, Mukesh is saying NR, Sudarshan is saying RNOR, Rupa is saying RNOR. People, his Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs. His Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakhs. Now, let me see. Was he there in India for 182 days? No. He was there only for what? 138 days. So, basic condition 1 to not satisfied. Now, before going to basic condition number 2, before starting basic condition number 2, I want to know from every one of you, is he covered by the exception? I want everyone answer. Is he covered by the exception? I have got only 2, 3 yes. Now everyone is saying yes. Now the real fun will start now. If the answer is yes, which exception is covered? Exception number 1, exception number 2 or exception number 3? Out of the 3 exception, which exception is he covered by? Yes, here the real fun is. Some people are saying, sir, exception number 1, and some people are saying exception number 3. Here we have a tie. Some people are saying exception number 1 and some people are saying exception number 3. Now, what is exception number 1? Indian citizen leaving India for what? Employment purpose. And exception number 3 is Indian citizen who is already outside India and coming to India for the previous year for what? Visit. And total income. Majority answers I have got is exception number 1. And yes, there are many people who have also said exception number 3. And the right answer is exception number 3. Sir, what the what? Array nonsense. For which previous year are they asking you to determine the residential status? 25-26. Hey, in the year 25-26 is he going outside India? Array, he had already went outside India in the year 22-23. Had the question being determine residential status for 22-23. Then in that case, you would have been covered by exception number 1. That is, in that year, he is going outside India for what? Employment. Array, but in the year 25-26, don't you think he is already outside India? And during the year, he is only coming to India for a what? Visit. And his Indian income is what? Less than equal to 15 lakhs. So in the year 25-26, he is covered by exception, but not 1. Covered by exception number 3. So basic condition number 2 will not be applicable and he will become a what? Non-resident. Has everyone understood? All those of you said exception number 1. You understood your mistake? Yes or no? Give me some bhav. Yes. People have understood. So please write down the answer now in your notes. Write down question number 5. Determination of residential status of Mr. X for previous year 25-26 or assessment year 26-27. Since Mr. X is an Indian citizen coming to India during the previous year and his Indian income is less than equal to 15 lakh, he is covered by exception to basic condition number 2. See, in this question, this was not required also. I'm just making you write so that you remember that we are covered by exception number 3 and not 1. Because in this question, we became a resident because of the first basic condition itself. Hey, everyone done writing up till here? Then go down. So since in previous year 25-26, Java? Oh God. Yeah. So since in previous year 25-26, he was there in India for what? 238 days, which is 182 days or more. By default, he'll become a what of India, people? By default, he'll become a what? Resident of India. No need to even go to basic condition 2. And since in 7 PPY, he was there for 730 days or more. And in the 10 PPY, he is resident in at least 2 years. Because before 2022 June, he has never been outside India only. So we can conclude that he is a resident as well as he is a what? Ordinary resident. Yes, done everyone. Chalo. Still we are only learning residential status of individual only. Individual is not over yet. Other 6 persons are still waiting. We are still learning residential status of Indian. Still it's not over yet. Still there is a long way to go. I told you inter-level individual is very important. And at final level we'll focus totally on what? Companies. I hope everyone has done writing, people. Now let us go to the next concept. Still under individual only. Individual is not over yet. Now, when you come to the exception, see, these were the 3 exception wherein what was not applicable, people? Basic condition number 2 is not applicable is in these 3 cases. Out of this, now focus on case number 2. There is one rule which we have to learn. Very simple rule, common sense rule this is. No need to even mug up. It's a very commonsensical rule. What is the first of all condition was that if you are an Indian citizen who is leaving what? India during the previous year as a crew member of what? Indian ship, then basic condition number 2 was not applicable. But now there is one rule also called as this rule is called as rule 126. People, this rule will only help us to calculate number of days. Did I say? This rule will only help us to calculate number of days in India or outside India. This rule is nowhere talking about residential status. How you determine residential status is the same, whatever we have learned till now. This rule will only say you how to calculate what? Number of days of stay in India and number of days stay outside India. For which people? For crew members of ship. For whom? For crew member of ship. Am I clear? Now let us go through this rule. Very simple rule. Before going to this rule, let me only explain you first. Then we will see the technical language. Now everyone knows that the year applicable to your exam is 25-26. This will start on what, people? 1st April 24, sorry, 1st April 25 and go on till 31st March 2026 will go on. Now what happened? I was a crew member of a ship. I was a what? Crew member of a ship. That ship which is involved in international traffic. Now what do you mean by international traffic? Means what? From India, that ship will go outside India, or vice versa. From outside India, that ship will come to what? India. So I am a crew member of a ship that is involved in what? International traffic. So what happened? One fine day, my company called it, now we have to take our ship and go to US and come back. So what happened? On 1st of July 2025, I joined the ship. Now that ship from India, it will go to US, and from US again it will come back to what? India. And again it came back to India on 31st of December 2025. The ship came back to India. So I left the ship. I left the ship. Who am I? I am Mr. A. Who is Mr. A? Mr. A is an Indian citizen. And what is he doing on the ship, people? He is a what? Crew member. He is a crew member. Now, can you say me, for what period, according to you, should it be considered outside India? What period, according to you, should be considered as outside India? From what date to what date? From what date to what date will it be considered outside India? Can I say basically this period? Can I say this period should be counted as a what? Stay outside India. Hey, everyone agrees. And for this period, he was in India. And this period, he was in what? That's what your Rule 126 is saying. What is Rule 126 saying? Rule 126 says, the day you join the ship, till the date you leave the ship, that entire period, means including from 1st July till 31st December. Ideally, what have we learned? The date of arrival and the date of departure, both will be counted as a what? Stay in India. But this rule is very clear here. This rule is saying the date you join the ship, till the date you what? Leave the ship. That entire period will be counted as a stay outside India. And the balance period will be counted as a stay in what? That's what your Rule 120. I said it's a very common sense. Here, what is this rule saying? See the heading of the rule first. Rule 126. How to determine period of stay for an Indian citizen being a what? Crew member. Now read. An Indian citizen who is a crew member of a what? Eligible voyage. These are only big words they are given. Eligible voyage basically means, what do you mean by eligible voyage? Eligible voyage means any ship which either has its origination from India or either it has its what? Destination in India. Matlab any ship which is either starting from India and going outside India, or any other ship which is starting from outside India and coming to what? India. That's called as what? Eligible voyage. Basically any ship engaged in international traffic, either having its origination from India or either having its what? Destination in India. So what is it saying? Indian citizen who is a crew member of a what? Eligible voyage, then in determination of his residential status, The following period is considered as what? Stay outside India. What period? See here. Again, they have used fancy words here. What will be counted as a period outside India? From the date entered in CDC when joining the ship. Now the question is, sir, what is CDC? It's not C, but C here. CDC means continuous discharge certificate. So now what is this? See, if you have gone abroad, if you have not gone, I'll explain. Can I say, let us say from Bangalore you are going to Dubai. The day you leave Bangalore airport, no, the authorities will put a stamp, date of departure from India. And once you come back to India, again they'll put a stamp, date of arrival to India. Similarly, people, for these crew members, they have something called as what? Continuous discharge certificate. Assume like it's your passport. The day you join the ship, that day they'll put an entry in the certificate that this day this person has joined the ship. And the day you leave the ship, that day they'll put another stamp that this day you have left the ship. That entire period will be counted as what? Stay outside India. So the balance period will be counted as what? Stay in India. So now in my example, can you say me how much my period is outside India? 31 days of July, 31 days of August, September, October, November and December. So can you give me the total of this many days? How many days I was outside India? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 180, 182, 180, 184 days. Correct? No? 184 days I was outside India. So people, I have a question. If in a year I was there outside India for 184 days, as a corollary, can you say me how many days was I in India? Can I say stay in India is equal to 365 days minus stay outside India? Correct or correct? So stay outside India is just 184 days. So 365 in the mind, 184 in the hand. How much in the mouth? 181 days. So how many days Mr. A was there in India? 181 days. Determine the residential status of Mr. A. I told you this rule will only give you the number of days in India. Now determine the residential status of Mr. A. Determine the residential status of Mr. A. Okay. First, basic condition number 1. He should be there in India for how many days? Was he there for 182 days? No. Now, before starting basic condition number 2, is he covered by the exception? Is he an Indian citizen? Who is a crew member? And if the ship involved is an Indian ship, if the ship involved is a what? Indian ship, then what will not be applicable to him? Basic condition number 2. And 1 though we did not satisfy, so he'll become a what? Non-resident. Am I clear? Yes. Okay. Now, I'll give you one more question to solve. Will you solve it? Yes. Please come to page number. We'll do one homework sum. Please everyone come to page number 461. Everyone please come to page number 461 and please try to solve question number 2. See, these are homework sums, people. I would request, see, all homework sums I cannot do in class. Homework sum is the real fun, people. After we complete every chapter, please do the homework sums. Homework sums are just not sums. They are previous year RTP, MTP question, previous year question paper ka questions. So they are worthwhile solving it. This will also improve your self-studying. So please also do the homework sum after we complete every chapter. As of now, do question number 2. And give me the answer. Can you say me the page number? What's the page number? 461. Question number 2 on page 461. Yes, what is the answer? Jairam is saying NR. One answer I've got is non-resident. Aman is also saying non-resident. SA is also saying non-resident. Khushi also NR. Here also NR. Everyone is saying NR, 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 NR. Let us see. Mr. A is an Indian citizen and a member of the crew of a Singapore-bound Indian ship. Hey, what do you mean by Singapore-bound Indian ship? Is it an Indian ship? Yes. But what do you mean by the word Singapore-bound? Matlab, it is going to Singapore. Engaged in the carriage of passengers in international traffic departing from Chennai port to Singapore. So from Chennai it is going to what? Singapore on 6th June 25. From the following details for the previous year 25-26, determine the residential status for the assessment year 26-20. That is previous year 25-26. Assuming that is stay in India in the last 4 previous years, that is preceding to 25-26, is 400 days, and in the last 7 years, that is preceding to 25-26, is what? 750 days. Let us see. Date entered in CDC in respect of joining of the ship 6th June 25. Date when he has left the ship is 9th December. Very easy question, people. First, let us determine the number of days. So, when did he join the ship? 6th June 2025 he has joined the ship. And when did he leave the ship? 9th December 2025. So first things first, can you say me what will be counted as stay outside India? Can I say till 5th June he was in India? From 6th June he was outside India. So 30 in the mind, 5 in the hand. How much in the mouth? 25 days of June. So June, July, August, then September, October, then November, and then December. So how many days he was outside India, people? 187 days he was outside. Now some extra smart people, they'll do calculation in exam. They'll see 187 and they'll say, Eureka! 187 days resident. Arey, nonsense. This 187 is what? Stay outside India. This 187 is not what? In India. Some people wearing earphone would have got what nonsense. So can you say me how much will be called as stay in India? That is basically what? 365. Sir, how did you get 365? Please go to school. Nonsense, don't ask me how did I get 365. Minus how many days? 170. 178 days he was in what? India. For which year? For previous year 25-26 he was there in India for what? 170. What about 4 PPY? They are given details now. 4 PPY 400 days and 7 PPY 750 days. Now let us do our normal dumtanana now. Now though you would have become a, now in the dreams also this basic condition should come. Sir, we don't dream of all this nonsense. Sorry. What is basic condition number 1? In the previous year, you have to be there in India for what? 182 days. Were you there? No. You were only there for what? 178. Now, before starting basic condition number 2, are you covered by the exception? Are you an Indian citizen who is a crew member of an Indian ship which is going outside India? Yes. So now for you, what is not applicable? Basic condition number 2, and basic condition 1, so we did not satisfied. So accordingly, the person involved is a what? Non-resident. Clear to everyone, which almost everyone of you gave the answer. You don't have to worry, we will not write this answer. All the answers of homework sums are already there in the textbook. Trust me, it's there. After the question of every chapter, you will find the solutions for every answer. So I'll just show you once. It is there on page number 460, 468. You will find the answers here. So what is the final answer we got here? See here. So therefore he is a what? Non-resident. So all the answers of homework sums are right there in the textbook. You don't have to worry about anything. So after we complete every chapter, it is your responsibility. You, yes, you, the person who's hearing, yes, you, to solve all the homework sums. The answers are right there for you to check on spot. And if you have any doubt, you can let me know. Either you can message me, or after the class I keep meeting open for 5-10 minutes. That time also you can ask me the doubts. Clear? Yes, is everyone clear up till here? Please give me some bow. Are you clear or not? Okay. Yes. Exception to basic condition number 2 is only applicable on Indian ship. So if it's an abroad ka ship, see, it can be going to abroad. See, Indian ship also can go to outside India, but it should be an Indian owned ship. You can go outside India, but it should not be a foreign owned ship. Clear? Yes. But still, people, individual is not over yet. Still we have to learn for other 6%. Still we are doing only what? Individual. So time is up. No, I'm going to take more 20-25 minutes because we already started 1 hour late. So please wait. Anyhow, today you don't have. Do you have any second half lecture today? No. From tomorrow I think we have 2. So today you can wait. So just relax. More 20-25 minutes. Wait down. Because once I don't do it today, then after 3, sir, when will the portions get over? So we'll do it right now. Next concept, what we are doing is called as deemed resident. This is a very new concept which has just come 4-5 years back. When I was a student, people, this concept was not there. After I became chartered, this provision has come. Called as what? Deemed resident. Means, are you actually a resident as per physical presence? Physical presence means number of days in India. Actually, are you a resident? No. But government is deeming that you are a what of India? That you are a resident of India. Are you actually a resident? No. But government is deeming that you are a. See, this provision only half I can explain today. Other half I will explain you when I do scope of total income. If you remember, there was one more point I had not explained properly. I had explained, but the reason I had not given here. If you remember, if you become a resident because of modified basic condition, then directly such residents are called as what? RNOR. Till now I have not given the proper explanation on why they are directly called as RNOR. Same way, I will explain the concept of deemed resident. But here also there is one concept I will explain when I do scope of total. That time you will get a clear picture. Now, when will you be called? If you are an Indian citizen, if you are a what? Indian citizen, plus if your Indian income matlab total income excluding foreign sources, if your Indian income is more than 15 lakhs, see again government is not concerned with the small fish, they are only concerned with the big fish. Big fish matlab big bakra. They want to they want to collect as much money as they want. Plus, if you're an Indian citizen, plus if your Indian income is more than 15 lakhs and you are not liable, to pay tax, in any country, Are there any countries where you are not liable to pay tax? Can you give me some names, people? Okay, in Dubai, corporate tax has come. Personal income tax is still not there. Monaco, okay. Netherlands, not complete Netherlands, but yeah. You know there is one famous, oh madam, hello. Now there is one island, people, which is very famous, where many Indians incorporate their it's near to UK. It is called as Cayman Island. I'll show you, wait. Oh my god, the net is not working in my laptop. One second, if I can show to you. One second. Please connect. Hey, can I? Fast, people were already running. I don't want. Connect my phone. Yes, it's here. Now I'll show you. Wait. Where did it go? See here. What is it called, people? Cayman Island, called as what? Tax haven. See here. What have they written here? Just zoom it a little bit. The Cayman Islands are considered as a what? Tax haven due to their lack of income tax, corporate tax, capital gain tax, making it an attractive destination for what? Businesses and individuals seeking what? Tax advantage. So like this, there are multiple countries like this. There are, I think, 10 to 15 countries, people, where there are no taxes. So then how do those country function, people? See, every country has multiple source of income. Like if you go to Middle East, they are not dependent on taxes. They get lot of income from what? Oil. Like this Cayman Island also are not only dependent on taxes income, they have other source of income also. So like this. So many people in India know, people, what they try to do. See, one thing you always remember, Indian income you cannot escape. Whether you stay in India or whether you don't stay in India, whether you go on Mars or whether you go on Moon, wherever you go, Indian income will become taxable. But many people don't like to pay tax on what? Foreign income. So what they do, they manage their number of days in India in such a way that they become a what of India? Non-resident. So what happened? These people, they should stay in India also, or they should not stay in India. 0 days also they can stay in India. And if they are staying in any country where there is what? No tax. And if their Indian income is more than what? 15 lakhs, then they directly will become deemed resident. Then they'll directly become what? So this is unfair, yes. But the real fun you'll understand tomorrow when you do scope of total income. Then you'll say, no sir, now it's fair. Even if you're not there in India for a single day, even if you're there in India for 0 days, you'll be called as what? Deemed residents. And such deemed residents are directly called as RNOR. Such deemed residents are... Don't you think same thing we have learned somewhere? Where have we learned? You remember modified basic condition 2? There also, because of modified basic condition 2, if you become a resident, such residents are directly called as what? RNOR. Here also, if you become what? Deemed resident, then deemed residents are directly called as what? RNOR. Why? I have not explained it right. I cannot explain it because there is some concept pending of scope of total income. So as of now, understand who will be called as deemed resident. If you are an Indian citizen, I am not talking about indirect tax, I am talking about direct tax. If you are an Indian citizen, plus if your Indian income is more than 15 lakhs plus if you are not liable to pay tax in what? Any country, then you will become a deemed resident of India. Then in that case, and then deemed residents are directly called as what? RNOR. Is this clear to still more 50% of the provision is still pending? I can discuss when I do scope of total income. Sir, can you explain that not liable to pay tax in any country ka matlab, let us say I was an Indian citizen. In India, my income was 20-30 lakhs. But now I am settled in Cayman Island. I am staying in Cayman Island. In Cayman Island, there is no tax only. Zero tax, zero income tax. So neither I am liable to pay tax in India, neither I am liable to pay tax in Cayman Island. The government's income here. Now will become a resident of what? India. Hey, see this they can only put on Indian citizen, huh? And they cannot put for Mr. Yamamoto of Japan and all because they all are Japan citizens. This point is purely focused on what? Indian citizen. Now one smart student what I got in my last batch in Bangalore, sir, we will surrender our citizenship only. We will give our passport or we'll give up Indian citizenship and then we'll become that country citizen only. Fine, fair enough. Then this point will not be applicable only. This point will be only applicable when you are a what? Indian citizen. Yes. So what did we learn here? Deemed residency. If you are an Indian citizen and if your total income excluding foreign sources is what? More than 15 lakhs and is not liable to pay tax in what? Any country. And if all the three conditions are satisfied, individual will be called as what? Deemed resident irrespective of where is he staying. He might be not there in India even for a single day. Still he will be called as what? Deemed residents, and deemed residents are directly called as what? RNOR. Detailed explanation wait when I do scope of income tomorrow. With this, we have completed only the first kind of residential status. That is only the residential status of individual. Totally how many persons are there? 7. Out of that only 1 done. So how many more are left? 6. Don't worry people, other 6 are very easy. From exam point of view, individual was very important. So we discussed so much into detail. Balance 6 in detail we don't have it inter. In detail we have it at final. So when you come to if you come to final CA, that time in detail we will understand the other 6. But here now summary are there for other 6. My God. Now let us learn the second HUF. Very easy people this also. Second, residential status of an HUF. Residential status of an what? HUF. How to determine? Now can I put physical presence criteria here people? If HUF was there in India for 182 days or more, then HUF will be a resident. Otherwise, can HUF travel? HUF is an artificial person. Only 1 people are natural. They are what? Individuals. Balance all are what? Artificial. So the criteria here is little bit different. The criteria is, where is the control and management? Where is the what people? Control and management. If the control or management is wholly or partly, if the control or management is wholly or partly in India, or is the control and management wholly outside India? Where is it? If the control and management of the HUF is wholly or partly in India, then the HUF will be called as resident. HUF will be called as what people? Even if 0.01%. What did I say? Even if 0.01% control or management is in India, then the HUF will become a what? Resident. And only when the entire 100% control is outside India, then only the HUF will become a what people? Non-resident. Means whether the control is wholly or even if partly it is in India, then the HUF will be called as a what? Resident. Otherwise the HUF will be called as what? Non-resident. But once you determine HUF is a resident, we have to check further which kind of resident, whether it is a ordinary resident or whether it is a what? Not ordinary resident. For that, what should we do? For that, whether Karta, who is Karta? Head of the HUF. Whether Karta satisfies, additional condition. Whether Karta satisfies additional condition. Same additional condition, that is 7 PPY, 730 days, and in 2 out of 10 PPY we should be a what? Resident. If Karta is satisfying additional condition, or is the Karta not satisfying additional condition? If the Karta is satisfying additional condition, then HUF is ROR. See, we are not determining residential status of Karta here. We are determining residential status of what? HUF. So if Karta is satisfying additional condition, then HUF is ROR. But if Karta is not satisfying additional condition, then the HUF is what? RNO. So very simple. See, very simple here. First, how will you determine? Control or management. If the control or management is wholly outside India, then by default it's a non-resident. But if the control or management is wholly or even a part is there in India, then it will become a what? Resident. And once you become a resident, then we have to check the additional condition for Karta. If Karta is satisfying additional condition, then the HUF is ROR. Otherwise the HUF will become what? RNOR. But people, how will you determine the residential status of Karta? How will, this is the residential status of HUF. But if I ask you to determine residential status of Karta, how will you determine? Yes, people, how will you determine? I want answers. Yes, Karta is an individual. So the manner like how we determine the residential status of individual, in the same manner we will determine for Karta. Simple. Done. HUF concept done. I told you, very easy. Balance 6 are very easy. One second. Residential status of HUF. So we have to see where is the controller management. If it is wholly outside India, then non-resident. If it is wholly or partly in India, then resident. Once you determine resident, check additional condition for Karta. If is satisfying, then the HUF is ROR. Otherwise, the HUF is what? RNO. Now, every one of you, please come to page number 25. Please come to page number 25 and solve question number 6. Yes, what was your doubt? Outside India, you don't call it as HUF. You will call it as per this country's law. Let us say HUF ka entire members and Karta are outside India. Registered HUF is there in India also, but they are registered what? They are there registered in India, but all the members are outside India. So control is from outside India and all the members are outside. So management is also from outside India. So it will become non-resident. So it will have to pay tax only on Indian income and not on foreign income. Please solve question number 6 and give me the answer. Everyone solve question number 6 on page 25 and give me the answer. Sir, what if Karta do not satisfy basic conditions? So what? Karta is non-resident. Karta's residential status and HUF residential status need not be same. It can be different. Karta can be non-resident. HUF can still be resident. All fine. No problem. Please give me the answers for these people. Some people are saying ROR. Some people are saying RNOR. Yes, I'll wait for another 1 minute. Yes, one more answer. I got ROR. And those who have attended today for the first time, please don't do this mistake. Please watch the previous recordings and then watch the new lectures. Don't sit like a new lecture. All the lectures of mine, that is direct tax, are related. So if you have missed out any lecture, please watch the recording of the previous lecture and then only watch the new lectures. Otherwise, you will not understand a dash. ROR, 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 ROR. So many ROR answers I am getting. Let us see. Ramachandra HUF is partly controlled from India. People, Ramachandra HUF is partly controlled from what? India. So can I say HUF is resident? Now we only have to check that which kind of resident. Whether it's a ordinary resident or whether it's a what? Not ordinary resident. Ramachandra, Karta of HUF, is visiting India for what? 50 days every year since 2021-22. Prior to that, he visited India for what? 200 days every year. Determine the residential status of Ramachandra HUF for assessment year what? 26-27 means which previous year? Previous year 25-20. Now, one thing we know, since it is partly controlled from India, so one thing is very clear that the HUF is a what? Resident. Now we have to check the additional conditions on Karta. Now, how many days was he there in India? 50 days. This has been his practice for how many years? Till here 2021, how many days he used to stay in India? 50 days? No. Since 21-22. So prior to that he was staying for what? 200 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Prior to that he is staying for how many days? 200, 200, 200, 200 and 200. Correct, right? Now let us see what is additional condition number 1. In 7 preceding previous year, he has to be there for what? 730 days or more. Now what is the total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Now do the total of this 7. 200, 400, 600, 650, 700, 800 days. So can I say additional condition 1 satisfied? Second, can I say in 2 out of 10 preceding previous year, he should be a what? Resident. A. Resident, 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 resident. So can I say both the additional condition Karta is satisfied? So HUF is what? HUF is ROR. Am I clear? But I want one extra information from you. Please also determine residential status of Karta. That is Mr. Ramachandra. Please also determine the residential status of Karta also. Everyone tried. Please try. Who is HUF? What is the answer we got for HUF? ROR. No. Please also determine for Karta. Everyone please try. Please try. See, going right or going wrong is secondary. Trying is primary. Yes, people are saying NR. What is basic condition number 1? Was he there for 182 days? Was he even there for 60 days? So can I say both the basic conditions not satisfied? So Karta is a what? So that's what I wanted to prove. Karta can be non-resident. It has nothing to do with HUF. HUF can still be resident. So that's what I have written my next point. If you see in my notes after that point, Karta can be non-resident. But still HUF can be what? ROR or RNO. It has nothing to do that. Both of them have to be same only. Clear? Please come to your notes. Let's write down this answer. Please come to your notes. Write down this answer. Question number 6.
page number 25. Question number 6, page number 25.
Determination of residential status of Ramachandra HF for previous year 25-26 or assessment year 26-27. Since Ramachandra HF is partly controlled from India, it is a resident. Since Ramachandra HF is partly controlled from India, it is a resident. To determine whether it is a ROR or RNOR, for that we need to satisfy additional condition for Karta. Copy down this chart then.
Sir, what if the ship is in Indian waters but not near the land? The day you join the ship, from that day it will be counted as outside India.
Please message me on the main chat. It's very difficult for me to open individual chats because there are so many people, no? 2 people have left the class. Very good. See, here only the filtering is done. 2 people failed in the coaching only. No need to wait for exams. So ICAI burden has been removed in the class itself. So for them, inter itself is if. Done writing this table, people? Then write down. Next. So since Karta in 7 PPY was there for 800 days and in 10 PPY he was there in at least 2 years. So the Ramachandra HUF is a what? ROR. Tomorrow will be the last lecture on YouTube, people. Those people who wish to purchase can contact the below number. After from day after tomorrow onwards, will be only be live on the app, and those who have taken admission, they'll also get the recorded backup. Hmm.
All the members should be from like non-resident of India.
Not necessary. Management, there can be some members who will not be into management also. So they can be resident also. So it all depends on facts and circumstance of each case.
Yes, with the
See, what do you mean by the word management? The word management means where is the office located, or where are the meetings of the office located, where are the business decisions taken from, or where are the major employees of that HUF from, or where are the assets of that organization located, whether they are in India, whether they are outside India. So all this there is one, like for all this, for companies there is one CBDT circular of how to determine whether it's in India or outside India. So that will come in final C. At Inter we don't have that circular. Chalo. So with this we have learned how to determine the residential status of two people. That is, we have learned only for what? Individual and HUF. First we have to determine whether you are a resident or whether you are a non-resident. And once you determine you are a resident, we have to check further that which kind of resident, whether you are an ordinary resident or not ordinary resident. But this you only have to do for individual HUF. For any other SEC, means all other 5 people, that is for company, firm, local authority, AOP, BO and AJP, there are only 2 bifurcation. Resident and residence by default or ROR. There is no concept of what? RNOR. Now let us learn. Next 5 minutes we'll complete other 5 people also. Very easy. Scope of total income will start tomorrow. Third, how to determine the residential status. How to determine residential status of firm, AOP, BOI and artificial juridical person. So 3 persons we are covering together. Firm, AOP, BOI and artificial juridical. Very easy people. Very easy. See here. Where is the control and management? Where is the control and management? If the control and management is in India, or is the control and management outside India? If the control and management is in India, then the firm will become a resident of India. Otherwise, one second. Not only in India, is the control and management wholly or partly in India? Means even if a part control is from India, then the firm will become a what? A resident of India. And only when the control and management is what? Wholly outside India, then it will become a what? Non-resident. People, in real life, these 2 words will take the life of chartered accountant. Life matlab not literally, but it's a very tedious process. The way how it is easy at inter level, it's not that much easy, people. There are thousands and case laws of how to determine control and management. Though so many disputes have happened. So there are various circulars, there are case laws on this, but nothing is there at inter level. Everything is there in what? Final level. At inter level, very easy. Where is the control and management from? Is it wholly or partly in India? Resident. Is it wholly outside India? Non-resident. So, what did we learn? We learned now residential status of what? Firm, AOP, BOI and what? Artificial juridical person. If it is wholly or partly in India, then resident. And if it is wholly outside India, then it will become a what? Non-resident. So how many people ka residential status we have learned till now? 5. First individual, then HUF. Now we have learned 3. Firm, AOP, BOI and AJP. So now how many people are left now? 2. One is local authority and one is company. Local authority I will not teach you. Local authority I will not. Why I will not teach you? A local authority is always a resident. Will you find any BBMP in London? Will you find GSMC in Canada? Will you find Chennai ka kya tha, GCC in Europe? So local authorities are always the what of India? Resident of India. So now which is left last? Companies. Again, people, at inter-level company ka discussion is very minimum. When you come to finals, this companies ka only will discuss for 7-8 hours. So much into detail we'll have to learn.
At inter level, it's very easy. See here. If it is a domestic company matlab Indian company, then they are always resident. Indian companies are always what? Resident. However, if it is other than domestic company, if it is other than domestic company, then it will depend on something called as poem. Something called as what? Poem. Is the poem in India? Then the company will become a resident. Or is the poem outside India? Then the company will become a non-resident. Then the company will become what? Non-resident. See people, poem basically means place of effective management. Place of what? Effective management. See people, if it is an Indian company, then by default it is a resident of India. If it is a domestic company, then by default it is a resident of India. However, if it is a foreign company, then we have to check where is the place of effective management. If the place of effective management is in India, then that foreign company will become a resident of India. However, if the place of effective management is outside India, then that foreign company will become a non-resident. See this poem, no people, this is altogether a 7 hours discussion. But we don't have it inter level. I'll just give you a glimpse of it. See how to determine poem. It will depend on where are the company's board of directors from. Whether the board of directors are from India or abroad, or where are the board meetings of the companies held, whether in India or outside India, or where are the majority employees of that company from, whether they are from India or outside India, or where are the majority of the company's assets located in India or outside India, or where is the major employee cost coming from. See what used to happen, no? Many smart people in India, they wanted to do business in India as well as they wanted to do business in abroad also. But all these people who wanted to do business in India, they say if we incorporate in India, we'll become a resident of India. And once you become a resident, bloody, we have to pay tax on what? All income. So many companies, what they used to do? They used to incorporate themselves outside India. But it was an Indian company only. Directors were from India, employees were from India, assets were located in India. Only incorporation was to be done what? Outside India. Just to save some taxes in what? India. So all those people said, even if you are a foreign company, if the poem is in India, then you will have to pay taxes in India because you'll become a what of India? Resident of India. Now how to determine poem? Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have it what? Inter CA. Is this clear? So what did we learn? Residential status of company. If you are an Indian company, then by default you are a resident. But if you are other than Indian company, that will depend on place of effective management. If that is in India, then it is a resident. If it is outside India, then it is a non-resident. At inter level, clearly they will give you. First of all, companies come maximum time, they don't ask even question. Even if they want to ask a question, they'll ask you at MCQ. But in final, they'll not question you on individual. In final, they'll only question on what? Companies. So poem, place of effective management, CBDT circular, CA final. Here you can add one word. Here you can add 2 letters here. CA final bracket open and write if. So if you come to CA final, that time we will learn this CBDT circular. Till then, people, we all meet tomorrow. But tomorrow my lecture is in the second half. So we'll meet tomorrow. I will meet you tomorrow from 6 PM to 9 PM. First half, I think you have some other lecture. So till then, people, adios. Bye-bye. Please revise and come, people, tomorrow. Yes? Okay. Tomorrow we'll complete this chapter, people. Scope of total income we will complete. And now if anyone has doubt, they can ask me the doubt. Once again, I'll just end the meeting. I'll just stop the recording.